Everyone, happy Sunday. It's not just any Sunday, Sunday, May 11th, 2025, and it is Mother's Day. I decided to take a quick trip down here to the lake. It's been a minute since I've been down here. It's not too hot, it's a little overcast. We're expecting more rain later today, but I just had some thoughts to share with everybody today. And on my mind today is free will and people trying to change other people or get people to change and having these ideas of when people should change. I'm a firm believer that you should always be true to you and who you are so you can attract the same type of people or like-minded people into your life. Unfortunately, people will send representatives sometimes, but the true them is always going to eventually come out and shine through. So for me, it's not for me to understand, why people do that, because it's a time waster, right? You waste time. And as people, we have to learn to know that God gives free will to all of us. He does not force us, and that's how I try to live my life. I don't force people. I'm not going to try to force people to be in my life. I'm not going to try to force people to remain in my life. And sometimes people make the mistake of thinking if they hit a certain situation or whatever, that people would just change. People are people. And I have learned in my experiences that changing just to be somebody you think another person wants you to be, or making those changes to try to please another person because you're afraid of losing them, in the long run, sometimes it lends to resentment, and it leads to you no longer being a part of each other's lives, and it doesn't even have to be that way. I think it comes with maturity. I say maturity because as we learn better, we should do better. Some of us don't learn, and sometimes God will send lessons your way that could lead to a blessing, but He's not going to force you to make the decisions. When we have God inside of us, we have God's quiet voice that'll speak to us at times, and we know whenever we're doing something we're not supposed to be doing, or if we're not being truthful in situations or whatever. But it's going to take a change from inside and a person wanting to make that change. Otherwise, the change is going to be temporary. And like I said, person may wake up and realize they don't like who they become, and that's not a fun or place to be in when you even change who you are, even dim your own light, so that others do not feel intimidated by you, or for the sake of friends. I see it. I look at the kids nowadays, they have so much peer pressure and everything that they have to deal with trying to fit in, and they have not embraced the concept of standing out. I would be the first to admit that those that are really close to me are small in number, and that is for a reason. One of the reasons being because I do pick up on things and I sense things and I take time to get to know people. And even then, people will send a representative. You can tell them all day, truth is best with me, because we have people too that we know that everything they say is a lie. We tolerate them, and we take everything with a grain of salt. Um, it's like the boy who cried wolf, right? And when he really was in trouble, everybody thought, oh, he's just crying wolf again or whatever, and then he didn't get help. So I think that's how the story goes. You guys, I'm old. But yeah, I just want to encourage everybody, be true to who you are, live your truth. And if you and God, your higher power, decide that you want to make a change, you make that change. But a person is not going to change until they're ready. And trying to force a change is not end up good for anybody that's involved. Don't be afraid to shine and share your light and be true to who you are. That is how you're going to attract like-minded people into your life. So just a little quick food for thought today. I'm going to enjoy a little bit more of this lake before the bottom falls out, which is supposed to later. And hope you guys are staying happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. And don't throw away your money too much on frivolous things if you can, because we don't know what's laying before us, but I know who's before us. God is before us, and he sees and knows all. He knows everything that is coming. So you guys stay blessed, and thanks for sharing and spending this MzVirtue moment with me. All right, you guys, have an awesome rest of the day and week. Bye.